here is some good news for our last story of the day. Here's a little bit of good news. And it's a cat story. Lucy, do you want to come over here? Lucy, she perked up when I said her name. Lucy, come here. Come here. Come here. I don't have a treat or anything. She might not actually do it. Come here. Lucy. Lucy, look. She's not impressed. She's not. She's like, that's a pen. I know that's a pen. I'm not falling for it. What do you think this is? Look. She's over there. She can't. All right. I don't know if she's, man, I was really hoping, a lot of times during the stream, she kind of chills. She kind of sits here and we hang. You guys know that. Today, she cannot be bothered. She's over on her cat tree. She's kind of lounging. She's just chilling, which is okay. Sometimes wait, she's moving. But there's a cat story today. So of all days, I was really hoping she's walking. She is walking. Lucy, huh? Lucy. You're seriously going to stop right there. So she got up and she walked over here. And then and you can't see this because the camera's in front of me, but my computer's on the desk here. She stopped right at the edge of the desk before the camera starts. She actually just did that. Lucy. Yes. Come on, jump up. You have to do it out of your own free will. I want this to be an organic experience. Hop up, Lucy. Hop up, and we're going to talk about a cat story. All right, I'll pet her a little bit to try to encourage her to jump up. Come on, Lucy. All right, let's go to the article. New York becomes the first state to ban cat declawing. New York became the first U.S. state to ban the declawing of cats on Monday after Governor Cuomo signed the legislation into law. The state joins most of Europe, several Canadian provinces, and cities across the country, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Denver, in banning the procedure. So I'll be honest with you guys, I never knew that that Los Angeles had a ban on cat declawing. I actually didn't know Los Angeles had that. We talked about when New York City banned cat declawing. And I guess for me, it's something I would never do. So I guess it's like, it doesn't, like, it wouldn't really make a difference in my life one way or another. I mean, Lucy's not declawed. And, any other, I would never declaw a cat. This is a good thing because I think that over the years, I think a lot of times when people would declaw their animals in the past, come on up there. All right. So I broke down. I picked her up. She kind of made it out. She made it clear she wanted to come up here. So, all right. Now she's here. I think that a lot of times when people declawed animals in the past, it was, honestly, because I don't think they knew any better. I think they didn't know just how brutal it was for an animal and how painful it was for an animal, because it's one of those things. If your vet offers it, you might think, okay, I guess it's okay. I guess it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal, and it's incredibly painful for an animal, and it's completely unnecessary. It's unnatural, and it puts them, especially if you let your cat outdoors. I mean, it puts them at a huge disadvantage. It puts them like they're not supposed to not have their claws in that situation. So, I mean, if you let your cat outdoors and they don't have all their claws, like that's not cool, and it's not okay. And I think as the years have gone by, a certain awareness has been raised. And maybe some of this is also like, I'm growing up too. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't really cognizant of, what declawing was or how dangerous it was or wasn't. I was just a kid, whatever. But I think that, and feel free, to correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I think that 10, 20 years ago, there wasn't as much of a common awareness of what declawing actually did to an animal. I think people just kind of thought it was a harmless thing where they were put under. It didn't really hurt. It didn't really, but no, it's a very significant thing, and it's a very not okay thing to do. So I'm glad to see it banned in states. And are you happy too? How do you feel? I mean, you should express. Don't express apathy, Lucy. She almost looked indifferent there. She's like, "Well, I got my claws, and I don't need to worry. My owner's not going to." Well, what about your fellow comrades? Don't you want to see them not be clawed? Right? Right? So, lost my train of thought. Just got lost petting the cat. But to anyone out there who maybe you're thinking, well, gee, what if that's the only way somebody can have a pet? What's the scenario where that's the case? What's the scenario where the only way you can have a cat is if that cat is declawed? Like what's, oh, we have some really nice furniture. Okay, so cover the furniture. Or close off that part of the house. She just bailed. She's like, I'm not declawed. I don't have to worry about this. So it's a little selfish of you, Lucy. I'm a little sad. Makes me a little sad. She's looking at me. She's looking at me like she did do something wrong. I thought you'd chill for this segment. We're talking about cats, and this is important. I think she wants to play. We'll play shortly. I have an interview after this. So there's going to be more streaming time today. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your interview. I want to treat. I want to play. So anyway, yeah, where is that the case? Where is it the case that you would need to declaw an animal to have one? You know, I mean, if you have furniture that's that nice that you don't want an animal on it, just cover up the furniture or close off that part of your place. Or, yeah, I mean, there's something you can do to make sure your cat doesn't go on it. There's plenty of options out there. And if you have furniture that nice, I'm assuming you can afford one of those things without declawing your animal. And me personally, there's nothing I own that I like. Her hair doesn't bother me. If she scratches something, it doesn't bother me that much. Because to me, that's just a freaking couch or a chair, and I don't really give a fuck. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. That's all I have to say about it. I just don't really. I mean, she's a living creature that has enriched my life a lot. She has brought me a lot of joy. She has been there for me when I've been sad. We have a special bond that humans can have with their pets. To me, that is infinitely more valuable 1,000,000 times over than a fucking piece of furniture. And I feel like that's a no-brainer. So, you know, if you're thinking about owning a pet and you feel like you have to declaw them and you really feel like it's that big of a thing that there's no other way around it, I think you have to ask yourself, do you really want that pet? Knowing what we know now, again, I think 10, 20 years ago, I don't think people realized the magnitude of it. And I think there was a number of reasons for that. And I think it was just because you sort of passively, there, she's back. She gets it. She knows. She knows. She's like, you're right. This is important. I got to look out for my comrades. I got to look out for my comrades. Thank you, Lucy. We knew that Lucy cared. She was just putting on a tough front. She was like, I have some contractual disputes. I'm not going to be here for the declawing segment. But then she's like, you know what? No, you're right, Ron. We got to speak truth for my comrades. Don't declaw. And I'm glad New York State passed it because I hope that means other states are going to pass it too. Because again, I don't think, and look, if you're saying, gee, when, you know, my grandmother or my parent, they declawed their animal all these years ago. Yeah, I honestly don't think the general public was as aware of what it. I truly don't think so. So I think a lot of people, they didn't declaw their pets because they were cruel. They declawed their pets because they honestly didn't know any better. But now we know a lot more. And now it's being banned in places and it's being talked about more. And we know what it really does. And I think part of the reason is because vets finally decided, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. This is cruelty to an animal. We're not doing this anymore. I think that probably started it. So knowing what we know now, and that's why I'm saying if you're thinking about getting a pet and you're saying declawing is non-negotiable, well, knowing what we know now, do you really want a pet that bad? If you can't get around declawing in your mind, knowing what we know now about declawing. If this was 20 years ago, well, that might be a little different because I honestly think the general public knew less then. I really think that's the case. And maybe I was just a child. I don't know. Well, I mean, I was a child, but I'm just saying maybe I wasn't aware because I was a child. But I honestly think, but knowing what we know now, there's no need to declaw your cat. There's just no need for it. And if you have, if you feel that attached to inanimate things in your house, you should be able to find out. I mean, there's certain sprays you can get that will deter them, that are safe for them, but will deter them. There's plenty of things you can do. Declawing does not need to be your option. It just doesn't.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make